I love food. I love thinking about it. I love cooking it. I love eating it. But the thing I love most of all about food is sharing it. Let me share a secret recipe. Discover an ingredient that fires your imagination. Choose other flavors to match. Find the best way to cook them. My secret recipe? Cooking without a recipe. Some friends of ours are coming over later, so naturally, I volunteered to fill the table with some picnic flavors. So I'm thinking cold salads on a hot day, and maybe even a treat for the kids. You know, salads are about the easiest thing you can make in your kitchen, mainly because they're just a mixture of ingredients that taste great together, which is good, because I need to clean this fridge out a bit. Now, tuna steak. I'll think of something to do with that later. Let's see, bean sprouts, black olives. Ah, yes, lemons and limes. Right acidity, perfect for salads. I'm sure some of these herb flavors will play. Look at that. Green onions, carrots, red cabbage, snow peas, green beans, spinach. There's got to be a few salads in there somewhere. How about some red tomatoes and some red potatoes? Now, I could probably toss all those ingredients together into one great big salad, but the flavors might just be a little too busy. I'm not sure I'd enjoy black olives and red cabbage together. So I think a better idea is to break all this up into several smaller salads full of complementary flavors. And as I look at all these ingredients, there's a couple here that are going to need a bit of a head start. This red cabbage and these red potatoes. These will make a beautiful little salad. For that, I'm going to need my steamer. What I'll do is just cut those in half and steam them off until they're tender. That'll take a few minutes, so while I wait for those, I'll probably get started on that red cabbage. And then I'll just put, an inch or so of water in the pot. I'll just bring that water up to the boil. It'll start steaming away, and in a little while, those potatoes will be tender and ready to make into a salad. So, red cabbage's turn. Now, I know exactly what I'm going to do with this. This is one of my favorite salads. It's actually something I learned from Rachel. It's really simple. Try and get every bit of that tough woody core out of the center. There we go. And then just slice it nice and thin. And I'll just stir this down for a little while until it starts to soften it up. It'll make it a perfect base for some Asian flavors like cilantro and bean sprouts. I'm looking for some balance. Now that cabbage is going to be a little bit bitter, so I need something sweet, something like honey, something salty, soy sauce, and maybe a little sesame oil for some aromatic contrast. Now, I'm not actually going to serve this cabbage hot. I'm going to serve it cold. So as soon as it wilts down, it's done with the heat. Now it's time to turn it into a salad. But before I start seasoning it, it definitely needs a little bit of color contrast, like these white bean sprouts. These will add some texture too. Some green would be nice. Sweet snow peas, they would work nicely. There we go. Some shredded snow peas. Now for this nice bright orange carrot. I'm not going to peel them though. I'm just going to shred them away. As long as they're rinsed well, you don't need to peel them. When you're adding ingredients to a salad, you don't just have to choose ingredients that balance flavors. You can also use balancing colors. And now by just stirring all this together, I'll actually really start to cool that cabbage down. That's definitely enough color. Now for some balancing flavor. Start with some salty soya. There we go. Some nice sweet honey. Just a touch of sesame oil. This is a very intense flavor right here. A little bit goes a long way. And now some bright acidic lime. The sourness of this lime will really brighten up the flavors of the salad. That looks amazing. A colorful bowl for a colorful salad. And now I think I'll just sprinkle some of these cilantro leaves right on top. They'll sort of get mixed in when we start eating this. This is heading for the refrigerator until we're ready for it. Looks like the fridge is going to start to fill up again. I'm starting to think about some southwestern flavors. Maybe it's time for my Fast and Furious salsa. Here it comes. This is easy. Tomatoes, in they go. A few cilantro leaves. Now salsa. This needs an onion. Green onion will work. I also need something sour. It's starting to get empty in here. Okay, I'll chop them up a little bit first. Now this isn't quite a salsa yet. It still needs some kick. Now I don't want to ruin anybody's day, so I'm only going to add one of these smoked jalapenos, these chipotles, but that's more than enough to jack up a batch of salsa. Now for the cumin. Big dash of that. That should do. Some olive oil. That'll help get everything pureeing nicely. There we go. And last but not least, some salt. And now, we're off to Salsaville. There we go. This'll get the party started, but I still have to figure out what to do with that tuna.
Put all the boys out for you and Brian and Madeline.
It's beautiful outside, a perfect day for a picnic. And since nothing revs up a kitchen better than sharing flavors with family and friends, I'm planning an outdoor salad fiesta. I cleaned out the fridge and found a colorful pile of flavors. Red cabbage, bean sprouts, carrots, and snow peas quickly became an Asian-inspired salad. Then, tomatoes and cilantro danced a zesty salsa. I'm not done yet, though. Now here's a dressing I've been meaning to try, a nice sunny orange dressing. Oops, no orange juice. Ah, perfect. But I do have some orange juice concentrate. Okay. All I'll need for this is that orange juice concentrate, a bit of olive oil, and some mustard. Nothing to it. Orange juice concentrate is packed full of flavor, and because it's concentrated, it's actually got a fairly high acidity to it, because a good dressing usually does have a touch of sourness, and lots of tasty olive oil for nice, rich body. And some sharp mustard. And this mustard will actually help emulsify them into a nice, smooth dressing. Touch of salt, and some pepper. Nothing to it. Who says you have to spend hours filling up your salad bar? There we go. And now I'll simply slice that red onion right on top of those beautiful baby spinach leaves. Now, how about those potatoes? Perfect. These potatoes are nice and tender. Now, as I look at these, it occurs to me that a salad is not just something that you can start a meal with, it can also be the star of the show. In fact, these would go perfectly with that fresh tuna steak. And black olives and green beans. Okay. But I'm going to steam these green beans off too. I do want to chop them down in size a little bit though. I think I'll just cut them all in half. That's easily done. These potatoes are good to go. So now I'll just toss those into the steamer. Now, steaming a vegetable is the best thing you can do for it, other than eating it raw. Steam is moist. Unlike the dry heat of the oven, it doesn't dehydrate vegetables. Steam is hot. In fact, it can be hotter than boiling water. It's also gentler than boiling water, so it doesn't harm delicate vegetables. Steam is fast, because water is a much better conductor of heat than air. Steam is healthy. When you boil veggies, much of their color and thus their wholesome goodness is left behind in the cooking water. But above all, steam is flavorful because it locks in the natural goodness and flavor of vegetables. So whatever you do, don't run out of steam. Now, even though in a restaurant this is called a niçoise salad and it's gussied up with lots of authenticity, don't be intimidated because at heart it's just a simple salad with easy Mediterranean flavors in it, like olive oil, lots of it. That should do. And mustard. These lemons are next. And I definitely want to add their zest because this zest is loaded with so much perfume, intense lemon flavor. Lots of bright flavors. A little bit of salt. Of course, some pepper. Looking good. The only thing missing here now is that tuna. And oh yeah, I promised everybody a picnic treat today. When it's as beautiful out as it is today, the first thing to do is fill your picnic table with family, friends, and flavors. Because nothing feels better than sharing the bounty of your kitchen. So today, I'm on a salad kick. I tossed a bowl full of red cabbage, bean sprouts, snow peas, and carrots with Asian inspiration. Some baby spinach and red onions are resting comfortably with a bright orange dressing. And now I'm whipping up tuna fish potato salad with green beans, black olives, and lemon. Now the salt and pepper will definitely add seasoning and flavor to the tuna, but so will that pan. But the key is to make sure the pan is hot, because when the tuna hits the pan, I want it to start searing immediately. That way, all that flavor is built on the outside of the fish before the heat gets a chance to penetrate to the center. I don't want to serve this fish overcooked. I actually want it to be a little bit raw and rare in the center. I'd say that's ready to go. Look at that. That's what I'm looking for, some smoke. Careful now. You know, tuna fish is the filet mignon of the sea. But if you can't find fresh tuna, canned tuna is a great alternative for this salad. One of my earliest kitchen memories is of my mom letting me open a can of tuna to make my very own lunch. I sure impressed myself that day, and to this day, canned tuna is still a regular on my family's table. Canned tuna is second only to shrimp in popularity. In fact, the average North American family enjoys over 30 cans a year. We prefer light tuna packed in water over white tuna. Light tuna has more flavor, and water packing doesn't drain away any of its vital omega-3s. So next time you're in the mood for some kitchen memories, grab a can opener and dig in. It's time to make my world-famous best dad on the block ice cream sandwiches. And this is everything I'll need to make some fudgy cookies that are gonna look great with some vanilla ice cream sandwich into them. Oh, I can't wait. Now this is actually a very simple dough to make. I'll begin with the butter, a full stick. In it goes. And a half cup of brown sugar. And I'll start by creaming these together. And when you can't see the butter anymore, they're perfectly creamed. Next up, 2 eggs. Now I'll combine those together. And now for the chocolate chips. I'm going to add 2 full cups. And maybe a little extra. There we go. Next up, a cup and a half of flour. It looks like half a cup or so. A teaspoon of baking powder. Pinch of salt. And here's my secret ingredient, some cocoa powder. This is what adds that rich, deep, fudgy goodness to these cookies. Oh, here's another secret ingredient, just a little splash of vanilla. And then at this point, all you have to do is, once again, let her rip. And as soon as everything comes together into a nice smooth dough, hey, you're good to go. Just spoon some out. I'll roll it up in my hand. And then pat it down on a baking sheet. There we go. They're ready to go in the oven. And in just 6 or 8 minutes, I'm going to have some fudgy warm goodness ready for some vanilla ice cream. It's a gorgeous day outside and we're all in the mood for a picnic, so I've been on the hunt for some fresh, easy flavors. Naturally, I've bagged a few trophy salads along the way, like an Asian-inspired red cabbage affair and some baby green spinach leaves with red onions and bright orange dressing. I'm tossing it now at the last second so the dressing didn't get a chance to wilt the leaves. Check these out. Ice cream sandwiches. I've got these beautiful fudgy cookies ready to go, and this couldn't be simpler. A scoop of ice cream, a cookie to top it off. Oh, I guess I'm going to have to wait till after dinner. It's a good idea to let your ice cream soften up for a few minutes. It just makes it a little bit easier to put these together. Okay. I'll pop these into the freezer for later. And now for the star of the show, my tuna fish potato salad. This is such a beautiful group of Mediterranean flavors. I've been waiting until the last second, though, to slice this tuna. And see that color right there? That means the tuna's still nice and moist. It's kind of medium rare or so. So now I'll just simply spread that out on top like this. You don't have to slice the tuna all pretty like this. You could just crumble it all up and toss it with the rest of the salad. It's still going to taste good. You know, nothing's more fulfilling than cooking for your family and friends. The simple act of sharing can rev your kitchen up too. Hey, if you fill your salad bowl with flavors like these, I guarantee you'll fill your table too. Is everybody hungry? Who likes potato salad? You put a little bit on my plate?
Sure.
Want some chips, Gabe?
Okay, everybody say cheers.
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 Thanks for coming, guys.
I figured I'd get you all warmed up with salad and then really get you with the ice cream sandwich.
Great, Gabe. Thank you.
Yeah, pretty good. You're not bad, huh? Do you like ice cream sandwiches?
And I just like ice cream.